steps crush dried leaves. Something big is moving fast through the forest. A massive saber-toothed tiger bursts through thick bushes, its yellow eyes wild with hunger. Blood drips from its razor-sharp fangs. Behind it, 3 early humans sprint desperately between towering trees. Their muscular bodies glisten with sweat. Fear fills their dark eyes. The tiger's roar shakes the ground. Birds explode from treetops in panic. The humans zigzag through the forest, using every rock and fallen log to stay alive. One stumbles, the others grab him, pulling him forward. No one gets left behind. The tiger leaps onto a boulder, muscles coiled like springs. It prepares to pounce. Death is seconds away. But these humans have something the tiger doesn't expect: intelligence, experience, the will to survive. The lead human suddenly stops running. He spins around, grabs a sharp stone, and lets out a battle cry that echoes through the wilderness. This is not prey running scared. This is humanity's first warriors, ready to fight back. 2 million years ago, planet Earth was not the safe world we know today. Every single day was a battle for survival. Death lurked behind every tree, under every rock, in every shadow. But somehow, our ancestors didn't just survive, they conquered. This is their story. This is how early humans became the deadliest hunters on Earth. The African savanna stretches endlessly under a blood-red sunset. Tall grass waves in the hot wind. In the distance, a herd of massive elephants moves slowly toward a watering hole. Their tusks gleam like ivory spears in the fading light. But they're not alone. Hidden in the grass, barely visible, a group of early humans watches and waits. Their bodies are smaller than ours, but their muscles are like steel cables. Scars cover their skin from countless battles. These are Homo erectus, our direct ancestors. They've survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and predators that would make a lion look like a house cat. The lead hunter slowly stands. His eyes lock onto a young elephant that has wandered away from the herd. It's still massive, 10 times his weight, and armed with deadly tusks. But he's done this before. He knows exactly how to kill it. He signals to his group. They spread out like wolves, moving through the grass without making a sound. Each one carries a wooden spear with a fire-hardened tip. These simple weapons have taken down woolly mammoths, giant bears, and massive predators that no longer exist. The elephant senses danger. Its trunk lifts into the air, testing for scents. Its small eyes scan the horizon, but it's already too late. The attack begins with a blood-curdling war cry. The hunters burst from the grass, like demons from hell. Their spears fly through the air with deadly accuracy. The elephant trumpets in pain and anger, but the hunters are everywhere at once. They dodge the swinging trunk. They leap over the stamping feet. Each spear thrust is perfectly timed, perfectly placed. This isn't mindless violence. This is surgical precision born from thousands of years of evolution. The elephant charges, but the hunters scatter like smoke. They regroup instantly, attacking from all sides. Blood flows from multiple wounds. The giant animal stumbles, crashes to its knees, and finally falls silent. Victory. But the celebration is short. In this world, every kill brings new dangers. The scent of blood carries on the wind. And blood means only one thing in prehistoric Africa. Predators are coming. A low growl rumbles from the tall grass. Then another, and another. Yellow eyes appear in the darkness between the grass stalks. A pride of cave lions has arrived. These are not the lions you see in zoos today. These monsters are twice the size, with fangs like daggers and claws that can rip through bone. The humans form a tight circle around their kill. Every spear points outward. Every muscle tenses for a battle. They've fought cave lions before, but never this many. 7 massive predators circle them like sharks around blood in the water. The largest lion steps forward. Its mane is black with age, its face scarred from countless battles. This is the pride leader, and it's not backing down. Neither are the humans. The standoff lasts forever. The wind stops blowing. Even the insects fall silent. Then everything explodes into violence. The alpha lion charges with a roar that could wake the dead. But the lead human is ready. He steps forward and drives his spear deep into the lion's chest. The impact sends both of them tumbling to the ground in a tangle of teeth, claws, and rage. Around them, chaos erupts. Lions leap through the air. Spears whistle through darkness. Humans roll and dodge, while striking back with stone knives and clubs. Blood sprays across the grass. The sounds of battle echo across the savannah. One human goes down under massive claws, but his friends immediately surround the lion, stabbing with their spears until it releases him. Another lion pounces from behind, but a perfectly thrown stone catches it in the head, stunning it long enough for 3 spear thrusts to find their mark. This is warfare at its most primitive and most deadly. No tactics except teamwork. No weapons except intelligence and courage. Human against predator, with only one possible outcome: total victory or total death. The battle rages for minutes that feel like hours. Then suddenly, the surviving lions retreat into the darkness. 4 of their pride members lie dead in the grass. The humans have won, but at a terrible cost. 2 of their hunters are badly wounded, bleeding from deep claw marks. But there's no time to rest. The scent of fresh blood will attract every predator for miles. They need to get their meat back to the safety of their cave before something even deadlier arrives. They work with practiced efficiency, cutting chunks of elephant meat and loading them onto improvised stretchers made from branches and animal hide. The wounded hunters grit their teeth against the pain and help carry the load. In this world, weakness means death for everyone. The journey back is a nightmare of tension. Every shadow could hide a predator. Every sound might signal an attack. Giant hyenas laugh in the distance, a sound that chills the blood. These prehistoric scavengers are the size of small bears, with jaws powerful enough to crush elephant bones. The humans move faster. Their cave is still miles away, and darkness is falling. In the prehistoric world, night belongs to the predators. Behind them, the hyena laughter gets closer. Then comes the sound they fear most, the padding of huge paws on hard ground. The hyenas are following their scent trail, growing bolder with every step. The first attack comes without warning. A massive hyena bursts from behind a rock outcropping, its jaws aimed at the throat of the nearest human. But these hunters have reflexes honed by constant danger. A stone axe appears in the human's hand as if by magic, crushing the hyena's skull, one devastating blow. More attacks follow. The hyenas circle and strike like shadows, their bone-crushing jaws snapping inches from human flesh. But each attack is met with brutal efficiency. Stone weapons crack skulls. Spear points find vital organs. The humans fight like demons, protecting their meat and their wounded. By the time they reach their cave, 5 dead hyenas mark their trail. But they've made it home alive, with enough food to feed their entire group 4 days. The cave sits high on a rocky cliff, its entrance hidden behind a curtain of vines. This is their fortress, their sanctuary in a world gone mad with violence. Firelight flickers from deep inside, and the smell of cooking meat drifts on the evening air. Inside, the cave buzzes with activity. Women tend the fire, keeping it burning bright. Fire means safety. Fire means life. Children play with bone toys while staying close to their mothers. Old hunters, scarred from a lifetime of battles, work on new weapons and tell stories of their greatest kills. This is humanity's first civilization, not cities or writing or technology, just families working together to survive another day in hell. The returning hunters are greeted like conquering heroes. The elephant meat is quickly divided and shared. Even the smallest children get their portion. Protein means growth. Growth means strength. Strength means survival. But the celebration is interrupted by a sound that freezes everyone's blood. From somewhere deep in the cave comes a low, rumbling growl. Something is inside their sanctuary. Something big and hungry and very, very dangerous. The humans grab their weapons instantly. Every adult, every teenager old enough to fight. They form a protective wall between the sound and their children. Fire-hardened spear tips gleam in the flickering light. The growling gets louder, closer, then two yellow eyes appear in the darkness at the back of the cave. A cave bear, the most feared predator in prehistoric Europe and Asia. This monster stands 12 feet tall on its hind legs, with claws longer than human fingers and the strength to snap a person in half. But it's in their home, and humans will fight to the death to protect their home. The bear charges with a roar that shakes dust from the cave ceiling. Its massive paws thunder against the stone floor. Death itself is rushing toward them at 30 miles per hour. The humans don't run. They can't run. Their families are behind them. Instead, they do something only humans can do. They coordinate their attack with split-second timing. The first row of hunters drops to one knee, spears angled upward. The second row hurls their spears over their heads. The third row spreads to the sides, ready to attack the bear's flanks. Every movement is perfectly timed, perfectly executed. The bear hits the spear wall like a freight train hitting a brick wall. Multiple spear points pierce its chest and throat. But the monster's momentum carries it forward, crushing two hunters under its massive weight. The side attacks begin immediately. Humans swarm over the wounded bear like army ants, stabbing with stone knives and bone daggers. The bear swipes with its deadly claws, catching one hunter across the chest and sending him flying into the cave wall. But there are too many humans, and they're fighting for everything they love. Stone axes rise and fall like hammers. Blood sprays across the cave walls in abstract patterns of violence. The bear's roars of rage become whimpers of pain, then finally silence. Victory again, but at what cost? 3 hunters are dead, 2 more badly wounded. In a group of 30 people, losing 5 warriors is catastrophic. Every death weakens their chances of survival. But this is life 2 million years ago. Death is always one heartbeat away. The strong survive, the weak feed the predators. There is no middle ground. The bear's body provides materials for survival. Its meat feeds the group for weeks. Its thick hide becomes warm clothing for winter. Its bones become tools and weapons. Its fat becomes fuel for their fires. Nothing is wasted, because waste means death. Winter is coming to the prehistoric world. The signs are everywhere: shorter days, colder nights, animals migrating south in massive herds. For early humans, winter means the ultimate test of survival. Food becomes scarce. The herds they depend on move away or hibernate. Rivers freeze, cutting off their water supply. And worst of all, the predators become desperate, hungry, willing to take risks they would avoid in better times. The human group prepares like soldiers preparing for war. They gather every scrap of food they can find. They collect mountains of firewood. They repair their weapons and make new ones. They know that when the snow falls, they'll be fighting for their lives every single day. The first blizzard arrives without warning. One day the sun is shining. The next day, the world disappears behind a wall of white. Snow piles up outside the cave entrance until it's 3 feet deep. The wind howls like a living thing, driving ice crystals that cut exposed skin like razors. Inside the cave, the humans huddle around their fire. They burn precious wood day and night, because letting the fire die means freezing to death in their sleep. The children press close to their parents, trying to stay warm. The old people cough constantly, their lungs struggling with the cold air. But cold is not their biggest enemy, hunger is. Their stored food runs out faster than expected. The elephant meat that seemed so abundant now seems pitifully small. Rationing becomes stricter every day. The children cry from hunger, but there's nothing to give them. Then comes the day when their scouts bring back the worst possible news. A pack of dire wolves has moved into their territory. These prehistoric killers are twice the size of modern wolves, with jaws powerful enough to crack open mammoth bones, and they're hungry enough to attack anything that moves. The human leaders face an impossible choice: stay in the cave and starve slowly, or go out into the blizzard and face the wolf pack for the chance at fresh meat. Either choice could mean death for everyone. They choose to fight. The hunting party consists of 8 of their best warriors, everyone else they can spare, without leaving the cave defenseless. They wrap themselves in animal furs and prepare weapons designed for close combat. In a blizzard, long spears are useless. This battle will be fought with stone axes and bone knives. The journey through the snow is a nightmare. Each step sinks knee-deep into drifts. The wind tears at their fur clothing and tries to steal the warmth from their bodies. Ice forms on their beards and eyebrows, making it hard to see. But they push forward because stopping means death. Not just for them, but for their families back in the cave. They find the wolves attacking a mammoth calf that became separated from its herd. The calf is already dying, its blood turning the white snow crimson. 7 dire wolves circle the massive baby, their grey fur thick with ice and snow. This is the moment of truth. 8 humans against 7 wolves, fighting in the middle of a blizzard for the right to survive. The humans attack without warning, bursting from the swirling snow like ghosts seeking revenge. Their battle cry echoes across the frozen landscape, a sound of pure human determination that has not changed in 2 million years. The wolves react instantly, abandoning their kill to face this new threat. These are not domestic dogs. These are perfect killing machines, evolved over millions of years to hunt and kill anything that moves. The battle is savage beyond description. Humans and wolves roll together in the bloody snow, biting and clawing and stabbing. Stone axes split wolf skulls, wolf fangs tear human flesh. The sounds of combat mix with the howling wind until it's impossible to tell them apart. One human goes down under 2 wolves, their combined weight driving him into the snow. But his friends immediately leap onto the wolves' backs, driving bone daggers between their ribs. The wolves release their prey and turn on their new attackers, only to meet stone axes swinging with deadly precision. Another wolf leaps at a human's throat, but the man catches it in mid-air, his hands closing around its neck. They crash to the ground together, rolling and fighting in a deadly embrace. The wolf's claws rake the man's arms, but his grip never loosens. He squeezes until he feels the wolf's windpipe collapse, then throws the lifeless body aside. The battle lasts less than 10 minutes, but it feels like hours. When the last wolf falls, 5 humans are still standing. 3 of their friends lie motionless in the red snow, their blood already freezing in the bitter cold. But they've won. The mammoth calf and the dead wolves provide enough meat to feed their group 4 months. They've paid a terrible price, but they've bought their families another chance at survival. The journey back to the cave is a funeral march. They carry their dead friends along with the precious meat, struggling through snow that seems to get deeper with every step. The wind never stops howling, as if the world itself is mourning the fallen warriors. Back at the cave, the returning hunters are greeted with tears of joy and grief. Joy for the meat that will keep them alive, grief for the friends who will never return. But there's no time for extended mourning. The dead are honored, then buried under cairns of stone. Life must go on. The meat is carefully divided and stored in the coldest part of the cave, where it will stay fresh for weeks. Every scrap is precious. Every bone will be used for tools. Every piece of hide will become clothing or shelter. But winter is far from over, and the dire wolf pack was not the only danger lurking in the frozen wilderness. 3 weeks later, their lookout spots something that makes their blood run cold. Tracks in the snow. Huge tracks, larger than any bear or wolf. The prints are round and deep, pressed into the earth by something that weighs more than a ton. Cave lions. Not the smaller lions they fought on the savannah, but the massive European cave lions that rule the frozen north. These monsters hunt in prides of up to 20 individuals, and they fear nothing on earth. The tracks lead straight toward their cave. The humans have less than a day to prepare. They work frantically, sharpening every weapon they own, and making new ones from mammoth bones. They dig pit traps outside the cave entrance and fill them with sharpened stakes. They prepare firebrands, that can be used as weapons if the lions get too close. But they all know the truth. If a full pride of cave lions attacks their position, some of them are going to die. The attack comes at dawn, just as the first grey light filters through the storm clouds. 23 cave lions emerge from the swirling snow like golden ghosts, their breath steaming in the freezing air. They move with the confidence of apex predators who have never met anything they couldn't kill. The humans are waiting. Every adult, every teenager, every person old enough to hold a weapon stands ready behind their barricades. The children and elderly are hidden in the deepest part of the cave, guarded by the few hunters too wounded to fight. The lion pride spreads out in a perfect hunting formation, surrounding the cave entrance. These are not mindless animals. These are intelligent predators with thousands of years of hunting experience encoded in their genes. The first lion charges the main entrance, testing the human defenses. It hits a pit trap and screams in pain as wooden stakes pierce its legs. But even wounded, it keeps fighting, clawing at the stakes while roaring its hatred. The real attack comes from the sides. Lions scale the cliff face like enormous cats, using their claws to find purchase on the icy rock. They appear at the cave mouth from 3 different directions at once. The humans meet them with a wall of fire and steel, burning brands thrust into lion faces, spears driven deep into golden flanks, stone axes that rise and fall in deadly rhythm. The cave entrance becomes a killing ground where human determination meets predator fury. One lion breaks through the defensive line, charging toward the back of the cave where the children hide. But a teenage hunter throws himself directly into the lion's path, driving a mammoth bone spear into its chest with such force that the point emerges from its back. Both hunter and lion die together, locked in a final embrace. The battle rages for over an hour. Lions fall, but so do humans. Blood covers the cave floor in slippery pools. The sounds of combat echo off the stone walls until the very rock seems to scream. Then something unexpected happens. The lions begin to retreat. Not from fear. Cave lions know no fear, but from simple mathematics. They've lost 8 members of their pride, while the humans keep fighting with the desperation of people defending their families. The remaining lions withdraw into the storm, their golden forms disappearing like mirages. The humans have won again, but the cost has been devastating. 12 of their people lie dead, including some of their best hunters. But they're alive, their children are alive. And that's all that matters. Spring finally arrives in the prehistoric world. The snow melts, revealing a landscape littered with the bones of animals that didn't survive the winter. But the human group has made it through, wounded, reduced in numbers, but still breathing. The survivors emerge from their cave like people rising from the grave. The sunlight hurts their eyes after months of firelight. The warm air feels strange on skin that has been cold for so long. But there's no time to rest. Spring means new challenges. The great herds are returning from their winter migrations, but so are the predators that hunt them. And the humans need to rebuild their numbers, find new hunting grounds, and prepare for the battles that lie ahead. They scout their territory and find it changed. The dire wolf pack that attacked them in winter has been replaced by something worse, a family of short-faced bears, the largest land predators that ever lived. These monsters stand 15 feet tall on their hind legs and can run faster than a horse, despite weighing over a ton. But the humans have learned something during their winter of hell. They've learned that survival isn't just about being strong or fast or smart. It's about working together. It's about never giving up. It's about fighting for every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of life. They begin to plan their greatest hunt ever, not for food this time, but for territory. They're going to drive the short-faced bears away from their homeland, no matter what the cost. The preparation takes weeks. They make new weapons, not just spears and axes, but tools designed specifically for fighting giant predators. They dig complex trap systems with multiple escape routes. They practice coordinated attacks until every movement is automatic. Most importantly, They recruit help. Messages go out to other human groups in the area. This is bigger than tribal differences. This is about the survival of their species. When the attack finally comes, it's not 8 or 12 humans facing the bears. It's 47 warriors from 3 different tribes, working together for the first time in their history. The battle for territory lasts 3 days. The bears fight with the fury of animals, defending their home. But the humans fight with the intelligence that makes their species unique. They use fire to drive the bears toward their traps. They coordinate attacks from multiple directions. They adapt their tactics based on each bear's behavior. When it's over, the short-faced bear family is dead. So are 11 human warriors. But the territory belongs to humanity now, and it will remain theirs for the next million years. Summer brings new opportunities and new dangers. The great herds have returned: mammoths, mastodons, giant bison, and woolly rhinoceros. The humans hunt them with improved techniques, working in larger groups and using more sophisticated weapons. But success brings its own problems. Other human tribes want access to the rich hunting grounds. Territorial disputes become common. For the first time in their history, humans begin fighting other humans over resources. These conflicts are different from their battles with predators. Animals fight for food or territory, but they don't hold grudges. Humans remember every insult, every death, every injustice. They plan revenge that can last 4 generations. The first intertribal war begins over a disputed mammoth kill. 2 groups claim the same carcass. Neither will back down. What starts as an argument becomes a shouting match, then a fight, then a battle that leaves 6 humans dead. But even as they fight among themselves, the humans continue to face threats from the natural world. A pack of American lions, cousins of the cave lions, but adapted for grassland hunting, moves into their territory. These predators are faster and more agile than cave lions, perfect for chasing down prey on the open plains. The human response shows how much their tactics have evolved. Instead of meeting the lions head-on, they use psychology. They study the pack's hunting patterns and begin following them, stealing their kills after the lions have done the hard work of bringing down prey. This psychological warfare continues for months. The lions kill, the humans steal the meat. The lions move to new territory, the humans follow. Gradually, the stress of constantly losing their food begins to wear down the predator pack. The final confrontation comes when the desperate lions finally attack a human hunting party directly, but they're weakened by months of inadequate nutrition. While the humans are at full strength from eating the lions' own kills, the battle is almost anticlimactic. The humans simply outfight the weakened predators, killing the entire pack in less than an hour. It's a perfect example of how human intelligence can overcome superior physical strength. As summer turns to fall, the human groups face their greatest test yet. A massive volcanic eruption hundreds of miles away fills the sky with ash, blocking out the sun and causing temperatures to drop dramatically. This is the beginning of a volcanic winter that will last 4 years. The humans adapt once again. They dig deeper caves. They develop better methods of preserving food. They improve their clothing and fire-making techniques. Most importantly, they begin to migrate, following the animals toward warmer climates. This migration becomes an epic journey across continents. Human groups spread out across Africa, Asia, and eventually Europe, always following the herds, always fighting for survival. Each new environment brings new challenges. In the frozen north, they face cave lions and short-faced bears. In the deserts, they battle giant hyenas and saber-toothed cats. In the forests, they hunt massive ground sloths and fight off dire wolves. But they adapt to everything. They learn to make different types of weapons for different prey. They develop new hunting strategies for each environment. They become the most versatile predators the world has ever seen. The story of these early humans is not just about survival. It's about the birth of everything that makes us human: cooperation, planning, tool making, language, art, All of these abilities were forged in the fires of constant danger. When they painted on cave walls, they weren't making pretty pictures. They were recording vital information about prey animals and hunting techniques. When they developed language, it wasn't for poetry. It was for coordinating attacks and sharing survival information. Every human advancement had its roots in the struggle to stay alive one more day. As the seasons cycle and the years pass, these early humans gradually transform from prey animals into apex predators. They develop better weapons, better tactics, better social structures. They begin to change the world around them instead of just reacting to it. But the dangers never disappear completely. Even as they become more successful, new threats emerge. Rival human groups armed with similar weapons and intelligence. Climate changes that alter entire ecosystems. Diseases that can wipe out entire populations. The final scene of our story takes place 1 million years later. The descendants of our original hunters have spread across the globe. They've survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and countless predator attacks. They've learned to make fire, build shelters, and work together in groups of hundreds. But they're still fighting for survival every single day. A group of these advanced humans, our direct ancestors, stands on a hillside overlooking a vast plain covered with grazing animals. Their weapons are more sophisticated now, their tactics more refined, but their eyes still hold the same fierce determination of their ancient predecessors. In the distance, a pride of saber-toothed cats is stalking a herd of horses. The cats are powerful and dangerous, but they're about to learn what every predator eventually discovers. Humans are the most dangerous hunters on Earth. The hunting party spreads out with military precision. They've done this thousands of times before, but every hunt could be their last. Constant vigilance is the price of survival. The attack begins with a coordinated charge. The humans don't try to fight the saber-toothed cats directly. Instead, they drive them away from their kill, claiming the horses for themselves. The cats retreat, snarling their frustration, but they don't challenge the humans directly. They've learned from bitter experience that humans fight back. As the hunters butcher their prey, they remain constantly alert. Their eyes scan the horizon for threats. Their ears listen for the sounds of approaching danger. Their hands never stray far from their weapons. This is the legacy of our ancestors. Not just the ability to hunt and kill, but the wisdom to know that survival requires eternal vigilance. Every generation has had to learn the same harsh lessons. Every group has had to fight the same battles. The story ends as it began, with humans facing danger and refusing to back down. They've survived everything the prehistoric world could throw at them. Predators, climate change, disease, starvation, and war. They've not just survived, they've thrived. But their greatest battles still lie ahead. Soon they lions face their most dangerous enemy of all, other humans armed with weapons as deadly as their own. The struggle for survival will continue, but on a completely different level. The age of the predator is ending. The age of humanity has begun. As the sun sets on this ancient world, our human ancestors gather around their fires, sharing meat and stories. Their children listen to tales of great hunts and narrow escapes. The old people pass down hard-won wisdom about survival in a hostile world. They don't know it yet, but they're creating the foundation of civilization. Every shared meal strengthens the bonds that hold their group together. Every story preserves crucial knowledge for future generations. Every act of cooperation makes the entire species stronger. The fires burn bright against the darkness, keeping the predators at bay for another night. Tomorrow will bring new dangers, new challenges, new opportunities. But tonight, they're alive, they're together, and they're ready for whatever comes next. This is how humanity survived, not through superior strength or speed, but through intelligence, cooperation, and an absolute refusal to give up. Our ancestors faced impossible odds and somehow found a way to win. Their story is our story, their struggle is our heritage, and their courage lives on in every human being who refuses to quit when faced with overwhelming challenges. The age of survival is over. The age of conquest has begun.